Valerie, focus us back, and we are digressing.
White folks, pay attention. The Black community does not want revenge. They want equity. They've always wanted equity. Ever since they were brought over here, enslaved, all they've ever asked for is equity. It is time. It is overtime. Perhaps you want revenge. That's not what they're living from. They want equity.
That's right, ma'am. You tell them. Now, family, what is up with these beautiful Black women acting like city girls versus politicians?
Letitia James, one of them Black people that falling for the sauce, getting paid to prosecute Donald Trump for no reason. Now look at what she caught up in. Roll the clip.
Before we roll the clip, that's not what I'm saying. Neither is that what I'm talking about.
What the hell is the city girl mentality? Somebody please explain to me what are the long-term positives to being a city girl? Well, from my understanding, a city girl is being a boss babe, have ambition, have success, pretty much get the bag, whatever means necessary, even if you have to cheat, lie, steal, and use men.
Yeah, I like a few of those choice words, but not the last part. They're not necessarily using men per se, but they are using their position to leverage their situation. Let's continue. Wait, before we continue, I want to try and drive a point home. Bear with me. I want to introduce one or two more audio clips.
I have never gone bankrupt, by the way. I have never. But out of hundreds of deals,
sir,
excuse me.
That's your line, but your companies have gone bankrupt.
What am I saying? Out of hundreds of deals that I've done, hundreds, on 4 occasions, I've taken advantage of the laws of this country, like other people. I'm not going to name their names because I'm not going to embarrass, but virtually every person that you read about on the front page of the business sections, they've used the law. The difference is when somebody else uses those laws, nobody writes about it. When I use it, they say, oh, Trump.
Taking advantage of the laws of the land. Put a pin in that. Let that sink in. Everybody does it. But the worst part is when you are a Black woman, aka a city girl in politics, it gets a little murky, right? Listen to this.
How the city girl aesthetic puts you in your masculine energy as a woman. And now I want to be clear. I'm not talking about the city girls per se, like as themselves, but rather what we as a society, what we have collectively turned this aesthetic into. Now, while I do believe the city girl, hot girl aesthetic came at a time where it was very much needed, where women needed to be freed from male validation and we wanted to just have fun without the fear of judgment, somewhere along the lines, we started trying to use our newfound liberation to combat masculinity when that was never our job. Because for one, only the masculine can heal the masculine. We cannot heal that for men. They have to do that on their own. But us being the woman kings we are, we tried to do that. And when we did that, all we did was give our power away all over again.
Oh, I can feel you through the screen. Listen, trying to make a point while simultaneously explaining why I use city girls as a narrative. These women, they work in a predominantly white male industry, right? So Black women are typically perceived as strong, and somehow that evolved into woman king, and then we went left somewhere and got lost, and it got lost in translation, and we started to abuse our power. And if you don't believe we abuse our power, let's start with the OG, Maxine Waters herself, the first city girl that I know of.
Elon, come here and face us. Bring your ass on over here. Come on over here and face us so you can hear from us. You can see us. You can look us in the eye.
Yeah, she's got to go get in her big black taxpayer-funded SUV.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you're a member of Congress.
No, that's what happens when you don't have transparency in the government. Why do you deserve a big black taxpayer-funded SUV? Is that why you're so against Doge? Is that what the problem is? What's up with the lack of transparency in your... What's the problem with transparency? Who the f*** are you? Why are you pushing? What is the problem with Doge? What is the problem with Trump?
I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, I believe he expects violence. You have members of your cabinet who have protesters taking up at their house. I believe he's working toward a civil war. He's saying no peace, no sleep. I believe he expects confrontation. And if you see anybody from that cabinet, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore. I want everybody to go home. And I want
we don't got no home. Okay. That's why we here. Miss Miss Waters, can you home we gonna go to?
Yeah. Just a moment.
Said just a moment. I think sometimes people stay in office too long, so long that they become emotionally detached and I'm not saying too old, but I'm saying too comfortable. Hold on 1 second. Do you guys remember this clip? Hilarious. Hilarious. City girl energy.
You're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
Auntie Maxine said, don't play with it. I am the OG of the city and the girls.
People are talking about Biden is too old. Hell, I'm older than Biden.
You look good, Congresswoman.
And I get up every morning.
All right.
And I exercise.
All right.
And I work late hours.
All right.
I take care of black people.
All right.
See, this is one of those moments I wish YouTube would let us play music, because right now I'd be playing.
Whoa, I got my boots on the ground. What I'm saying.
All right, so Auntie says she gets up early, works late, exercises every day, and takes care of black people. All right, well, let's talk about the next woman who gives me city girl energy.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University. That overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're standing up for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2.
Yeah, so I'm sure you know she's known for Freudian slips. And I know you know this next story because they've been talking about it for days. And, you know, if you wait, you're late. So anyway, here's a refresher.
Okay. No comment. Thank you, ma'am.
Don't come up to my house no more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good one.
It's gonna be powerful.
You will. Be well. Car sound.
There's a car parked in the driveway.
Hello there, ma'am. No comment?
Yeah, you're trespassing.
Okay, who lives here?
Who lives here, ma'am?
No comment.
Okay, so I didn't realize this at first in the video that I previously did when I shared that, but did you hear the little kid when asked, does Letitia James live here? And then the adult like quickly was like, get inside the house. The kid goes, no. He answered emphatically. You know, children usually tell the truth. I missed that in the first video. So I'm kind of glad that I shared this. But again, I love all your comments from that first video saying that, man, it sounded coordinated, it sounded pre-rehearsed. They both said the same thing. They both were unrelated to Letitia James. And it seems abundantly obvious that is not her primary residence. I mean, it's a simple question. Are you related to Letitia James? Does she live here? And they both emphatically immediately went into hyper defensive.
New York State Attorney General Letitia James now faces a criminal referral from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, accusing her of fraud to get lower mortgage rates. James, whose public salary is $222,000 a year, has obtained home loans for several properties with claims that are apparently false. In 2023, papers show she claimed a house in Norfolk, Virginia as her primary residence. That qualifies for a lower mortgage rate. But you know, at the time she's been serving in public office in Albany, New York, that's 500 miles away. She bought another building with her father as co-signer, calling herself his wife. And the referrals also show that she bought this brownstone in Brooklyn, New York, but misrepresented the number of units in it. That lowered the mortgage rate there, too.
You know, Letitia James is being hit with mortgage fraud because she used her father as her husband on an application to secure housing, to secure her property. And if you know this, Letitia, you know the game. You know how, as African American, you grow up in this country, and if you're going to be trying to go after the president of the United States, you got to make sure your ducks are in a row. So if you know precipitatively that you did something fraudulent, I do not understand for the life of me, how do you feel that you can go after someone that powerful? And now they're coming after you. But this is something I've always stated to Jasmine, to Letitia, to all of these people that thought that they could come after this powerful man. Make sure if you're going after somebody, and this applies even in regular life, make sure that you ain't got all the skeletons in your closet. And that's all I'm going to say. That was really an asinine move on your part, Letitia. That really was bad. And last year, they promised you, they said, you keep coming after the president, we're going to come for you. And they found something, and you knew it was there. You're not even part of the game. Your game is messed up. Jesus. Girl.
Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Anyone in my position not taking the Fifth Amendment would be a fool, an absolute fool. Horrible. Horrible. The United States Constitution exists for this very purpose, and I will utilize it to the fullest extent and defend myself against this malicious attack.
The mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Accordingly, under the advice of my counsel and for all of the above reasons, I respectfully decline to answer the questions under the rights and privileges afforded to every citizen under the United States Constitution. This will be my answer to any further questions.
Let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour. And as you mentioned, my office was successful in securing a $454 million judgment against Donald Trump and others for exaggerating the value of his assets. He engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And the interest is accruing each and every day while the case is on appeal in the First Department. It's important that individuals know that this is nothing more than the continuation of the tour. He went after law firms. And as you know, as you mentioned, each and every day, my office is leading the fight against these executive orders, which have no legal import at all, have no legal significance. And we are standing up for the rights and privileges of New Yorkers and Americans. I will not be silenced. I will not be bullied. I will not bend. I will not break. And I will not bow to anyone. No one is above the law, including the President of these United States.
I'm going to go on and respond to myself before you put it in the comment section, okay?
She's from New York. New Yorkers talk like that. They brash. They don't take no ish. What do you expect? That's not city girl energy. That's just how we talk in New York.
I'm jelly. I love your energy. I love your accent. Okay, anyway, let me get back to work.
Listen, I'm a Dominican girl from the Bronx, and I think I could speak for every New York female when I say this. If you're not going to give us the money, don't talk to us about money. Nothing turns a New York female more than a man that always wants to talk about money. Oh, yeah, because, you know, this, and that, and I got that, and, you know, I bought this, and I bought that. Bro, we do not care.
Do not care, because we got that city girl energy. When they start talking with their hands and stuff, hit that like button and cut the check. Give me my money and run them coins. I needed y'all to hear a real New York accent because I botched it up. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, one of the main reasons I really don't be feeling Miss James is, she be bringing God into her conversation a little bit too much for my comfort.
And so I'm covered by the blood, and I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. You can come after me, but no enemy, nothing formed against me will perish. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me.
All right. I got off their face.
And you thought you could preach, huh?
This is the second time I've seen a Democrat member quote scripture and do so incorrectly and to their own detriment. So the scripture that she was actually referring to is Isaiah 54:17, and she used the New King James Version, which says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper," but instead she said, "No weapon formed against me shall perish," which is saying the complete opposite of divine protection, the complete opposite of speaking life over yourself. She is speaking for herself spiritually and basically saying everything coming my way, everything meant to take me out, everything meant to put me under, it's going to come and it's going to prosper.
Speaking of city girl energy and the power of the tongue, this next person definitely needs a reality show. The party never stops with her. But look at, guys, before we do that, look at this photographer. Look at the clothes. All these women are so beautiful, stunning, articulate, accomplished. So I'm not just highlighting the bad. I'm just showcasing city girl energy.
Who is Tiffany Henyard? Between 2013 through 2019, Tiffany was a Dalton County trustee. In 2021, Tiffany ran for mayor.
In April 2021, Tiffany was elected as mayor.
What are the issues with Tiffany Henyard? Issue number one, Tiffany's comments on black women by police. Alexis Wilson, this is what started her round-the-clock police detail, protecting her with endless overtime. Issue number two, hiring Dorothy Brown. Trustees were upset when after 5 months she hired Dorothy Brown, a former clerk of the past administration. Issue number three, hiring us as a resident inspector. June 2022, Mayor Henyard survived a recall election. Unethical spending. She spent over $65,000 on 4 separate travel expeditions. Number 7, possible election interference. Tiffany proposed a nearly 90% pay cut if she loses the...
All right, guys, you know the rest of the story, and city girl energy. All right, so this last person, I'm just curious. Why do you think that I chose to put her in this video? Just trying to see if you are picking up what I'm putting down. That's all. Other than that, I'll meet you guys in the comment section. Love you to life. Bye.
Who on earth is Jasmine Crockett? No one realizes that she has set 3 traps, leaving Trump with no way to fight back. When the Trump team was busy dealing with the crisis of the congressional speech, no one expected that an African-American woman from Texas wearing a sequin suit would become their nightmare. A tube of lipstick worn by Jasmine Crockett in Congress unexpectedly revealed her invisible for confronting Trump. Firstly, she is from Texas and is an African-American woman. At the same time, she is also a doctor of law. She has criticized the relationship between... Her words have won the support of many netizens. Secondly, although Crockett has less than 500,000 followers on her TikTok account, she has managed to make the MAGA influencers collectively lose their cool. She deliberately imitated Trump's hand-flinging gesture while dancing to YMCA, and the video's view count soared to 17 million. Finally, as one of the few black members of Congress, Crockett's legal questions had already made her famous when she was a state legislator. During an interview with Galena on Tuesday, Galena asked her what she would say to the billionaire if she had the chance. Get lost, Crockett responded at that time. What kind of person do you think she is?
City girls deserve an apology. City girls had so much more impact than people give them credit for.
And I just wanted to ask you, what are some of the things that you like to get on the menu here at the Wood Urban Kitchen and
No,
Grill?
you know, he's a friend. Jonathan is a friend. And I come here from time to time, and, you know, I eat barbecue.
You ever see like a real feminine New York girl and you be like, something's off? I'm not talking before y'all get on me, but we know, you know, New Yorkers got their energy. You know, it's a rough city, so, you know, bong bong or whatever. I'm just saying, usually the New York accent and mannerisms don't really go with femininity. You know what I'm saying?
I'm from New York. Because you're talking about is one word. I'm from New York. Of course I'm not smiling before 12 o'clock, so keep all that grand rising to a minimum. I'm from New York. Who's paying to get on the train or the bus? Yeah, you're bugging.
I'm sorry, but I'm not the girl who likes all that ghetto. I'm calling the police, matter of fact. Matter of fact, they already on the way. Get out.
Insurance fraud too? Did Letitia James also, on top of mortgage fraud, commit insurance fraud? How did I not get this from the beginning? I mean, I work around this kind of stuff.
There were thousands of employers at the National Institute for Health and Centers. Do I have to tell you more about the chaos, the disruption? Do I have to tell you more about the uncertainty? I am so worried about our seniors and Social Security for being able to provide overdraft fees, and they have to have little more than $5. I don't know where we're going with all of this. I am totally disgusted. $5. I reserve the balance of my time. I guess enough has been said, and I yield back the balance of my time.